Hello, hello, my beautiful peeps out here. Hello, my beautiful peeps. How are you guys doing on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon? Today is Thursday, September the 14th of 2023. I'm going to cut this music down. I have it on India Ari station. I'm feeling her today because I feel like this subject that I am going to talk about, I feel like everybody is struggling with it. Everybody. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I apologize, guys. I am really late today. I usually come on at 2 o'clock, no late, about 2:15. I apologize. I did come on at 2:15, but I had a special friend that came and visited me today, and there's no way that I could have just continued my podcast while she's sitting there. No. I couldn't let her leave, because you have to enjoy those moments. I can always come back and do my podcast. So that's what I decided to do. So I apologize, guys, because usually I don't come on around this time. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So I was excited. We kissed on each other, hugged each other. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see her. It was, because she's been on my mind so heavy. And I got a chance to see her. And it was no way that I was going to stop my podcast. No way. I was going to do that. So, today's topic is really, really important. I feel like a lot of people are struggling with this. I struggle with it. Before, I started, learning more about myself, before I started going on my journey of, getting into myself, I struggle with this a lot. Before I get started, I like to always burn my sage, to bring in positive energy your way. And I don't own the right to the music that's in the background. I am burning my sage. I'm sending out nothing but positive energy your way. Positive energy. I'm rocking my locks today. They're trying to grow. Y'all see it? But yes, guys, I know I did a video telling you guys that my dog passed away. Yes, my dog Jade. Yes, she went to dog heaven. I've been having her for a long time, since she was like, 4 weeks old, but, she come to a point that, she got to cross over. And also, too, I am so proud of my girls. Sorry, y'all. I am so proud of my girls. My baby girl, she upgraded her car, and my oldest one, she's doing real good. I'm very proud of my girls. I am. I'm very, very proud of them. And also, too, for the ones out there have celebrated a birthday this week, today, happy birthday to you guys. Happy birthday. So I'm going to get started because I am coming on late, and I know a lot of you guys are off. So some of you guys get a chance to look at my podcast. Get everything together. So, today's podcast, I wanted to talk about so many people out here is struggling to have happiness in their life, or a lot of times people are afraid, of happiness, and my biggest thing is, why do people struggle with happiness? It's a lot of reasons. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in the middle of doing something. I'm sorry. But it's a lot of reason why a lot of people do struggle with happiness. You know, it's a lot of reasons. So I am going to talk about a couple of things, and I hope these things that I talk about will help somebody out there that, you know, is struggling to accept happiness or struggling to be happy. You know, hopefully these little, you know, points that I talk about, hopefully it'll help somebody out there, you know. And this is what my podcast is about. My podcast is about sending out nothing but positive energy, you know, and also teaching you how to change your mindset, change your thinking, you know, because a lot of times you wonder why things don't go, you know, the way that you expected it to go, because it's the way of your thinking, you know. Just change your mindset. So I'm going to get started. Why do people struggle with happiness? People experience little to no happiness, maybe because of stress. It might be, you know, something in the relationship, you know, or it might be, you know, you just find, you know, feel like nobody is meeting your needs, what you need. You know, it's a lot of things that brings on, you know, of you struggling to be happy, you know. And I feel like a lot of people out here, they are not happy. You know, they have a lot of unhappy people, a lot. You know, sometimes you don't even realize that you're unhappy. You know, sometimes you don't realize that, because a lot of times you're so caught up in your life of different, you know, different situations that you're finding yourself, you know, dealing with. You're not taking the time to step back and really give yourself a reality check. You know, a lot of times people just don't want to face the truth about themselves. You know, a lot of times people like to make excuses. You know, a lot of times people like to blame other things. That's why they're not having happiness. But sometimes you got to step back and realize your happiness comes from yourself inside. You have to feel beautiful inside to bring out that happiness, you know. And it was a lot to learn, you know. Sorry, y'all, my eye is like irritate me. It was a lot to learn, you know, because my biggest thing is that you have to start by learning your weakness. You really do, you know, because I feel like everybody has weakness in their life. You know, everybody deals with some type of weakness. Happiness for me is what you think, what you say, and what you do. You know, a lot of times what you think, you really overthink different situations. You know, we always want to bring in, you know, those negative thoughts in our mind. You know, so when you bring in negative thoughts, with me, when I was bringing in negative thoughts, it was just bringing in more of me overthinking on a lot of situations. You know, because I feel like when you're overthinking, it takes you away from what's really right there in front of you. Because when you get to overthinking, that's when you start wandering off on negative things, you know. And a lot of times when you have negative thoughts, you're not going to bring happiness to yourself, or you're not going to recognize happiness in front of you. You know, because a lot of people are not really recognizing when God is sending someone to make you happy. I ain't going to say make you happy. I'm going to put it like this. Sometimes people don't recognize happiness in front of them. I'm going to put it like that. So I'm going to give you guys 6 things that I feel like is stopping people, you know, and that my eye is burning, y'all. Stopping people and people struggling of happiness. Wait a minute, y'all. My eye is burning. Let me get this together. Sometimes my eyes do that. Okay. Sorry, guys. So my eye gonna look red because my eye is burning. Okay, so 1, you let the envy get the best of you. A lot of times people don't realize they are competing against other people. They don't realize that. You know, a lot of times people want to be more than what they are. You know, and that comes back of not understanding yourself, not making yourself happy. You know, you find yourself competing in life. 2, you don't do enough. Sometimes you beat yourself up and you feel like the position that you're in right now, you feel like you're not doing enough. That's where it comes with the negative thoughts. Stop beating yourself up. Stop telling yourself you're not doing enough. Stop telling yourself that. You know, people got to understand life is going to happen regardless. Things are going to happen to you regardless. It's no way that you can stop things of happening in your life. You have to realize that your life is already planned for you. You got to realize that. You know, stop beating yourself up and telling yourself that you're not doing enough. You are doing enough. Change your thoughts. 3, you're let too many problems fester. I feel like a lot of times people don't want to face their problems. A lot of times people want to push their problems under the rug and thinking that that is going to be the end of it. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to face your problems head on. You do. I know sometimes you don't want to face your problems, but you have to face your problems head on. That's the only way that you can be a better person. That's the only way that you're going to understand yourself. You cannot continue pushing your problems away. You can't. You can't do that. You know, you have to face your problems head on. Sometimes you got to put your big girl drawers on. You have to. You know, but you have to face your problems head on. Stop sweeping your problems under the rug, because all that's doing is making it worse. Because that problem is going to continue coming up, coming up, coming up. So if you're one of those people out there that you try not to face your problems, you try to sweep it on the rug, stop. Your problem is still going to be there until you solve that problem. Trust me. You have to solve those problems first. 4, you hold all your feelings hostage. That's is going on with a lot of people. People don't know how to express how they're feeling inside, because a lot of times people feel like people don't get you. I understand that. I've been there. But I learned that the only way that I can feel good inside, I have to get those feelings out. You have to. You have to release what you're feeling inside. And this is my opinion. I just feel like when you hold that inside, it causes a lot of depression. It causes a lot of panic attacks. You know, it causes a lot of, a lot of feelings. Like you overthink on things, But I feel like when you start learning to release those things that you're feeling inside, you feel a lot better. I know a lot of you guys out there probably don't have a person that you feel that you can trust to release those things. But try your hardest to find someone that you feel comfortable, that's not going to judge you, that you can release those things that you're feeling inside, because you need to release those things. You have to release those things. And that was my biggest thing, is that I didn't know how to get my point across. A lot of times, when things were said, I wanted to say things, but I didn't know how to express myself. Because in my mind, and that's where it comes with the negative thoughts. In my mind, I'm saying to myself, ooh, if I say it in that way, they're not going to understand me, or I might hurt someone's feelings, or maybe I shouldn't express how I feel inside. Maybe I shouldn't tell somebody that they're hurting my feelings, you know. As growing up, I used to hold things in a lot. I did. You know, even as when I came as an adult, you know, I used to hold things inside. You know, but once I started going on my journey and I started, you know, opening myself up and understanding how I was feeling, it made it easy for me to release those things. And when I release those things, I feel good. You know, I feel good. I don't have to go back and think about it again or overthink it. You know, I released it. You know, and you have to learn how when you release things, release it. Don't stop how those things come out. If tears bring, you know, if it brings tears down your face, let those tears flow. Stop being afraid of your emotions. Stop. It don't make you weak because you're showing your emotions, or if you're crying. It don't make you weak. It make you realize the things that you experienced in your life, that you went through to make you a better person. Sometimes that brings on happy tears to say to yourself, I'm proud of myself where I'm at this moment. You know, because I know a lot of you guys out there are struggling with a lot of things in your life. But you have to pat yourself on the back of your accomplished, the things that you have accomplished, you know, that you thought that you wouldn't. Look where you're at now. 5, you've been ignoring your inner calling. When I say inner calling, is that sometimes God will come to you. He will put you in a situation that He's trying to tell you it's time for you to get into yourself. It's time for you to learn about yourself. It's time for you to make yourself happy first. A lot of us are people pleasers. We are. You have to recognize that. And it's nothing wrong of being a people pleaser, but you got to learn how to stand your ground and respect yourself enough to not allow people to use you. People love to find your weakness. They use your weakness against you. They do. Some people don't realize that. People come in your life when you're vulnerable. That's why you find a lot of people when they get with a person and they go through different things with a person, is because that person caught you when you're vulnerable. And at that moment, you might need that love and that affection. But you're blinded, not realizing that that person don't really know your worth. That's why I tell you guys, learn your weakness. Everybody have weakness. Learn your weakness. Because when your weakness approach you, you'll know how to handle that weakness. You will know how to be strong. You won't be weak. But if you don't learn about your weakness, you're going to fall every time for that weakness. Trust me, I did. Happiness is a top of everyone's achievement list. Everybody in this world wants happiness. But everybody in this world is not willing to work on themselves. A lot of us are afraid to work on ourselves. A lot of us are. A lot of us feel like my life, myself, I'm good. A lot of people feel like that. But they wonder why they keep repeating the same situations in their life. Because it's something in that situation that you're finding yourself weak. That's just like if you take someone back from cheating on you. You're constantly taking them back. You're constantly taking them back. It's something that you're weak for. That's why you're allowing that person to continue doing the things that they do to you. I had to learn that. I did. I'm going to talk about that. We find ourselves feeling unhappy and we are not sure why happiness isn't happening for us. Through my journey, I had to really give myself a reality check. I had to really find out what is my weakness. I did. I had one hard weakness that took me for years. People don't realize how a person can have a hold on a person. People don't realize that. Sometimes people don't realize that a person has a hold on you. That's what I experienced. That's where I was stopping my happiness. I knew what happiness feel like because I had that. But a lot of times your life will switch. Your life will switch. Sometimes you'll feel like you're on top. Sometimes life will switch and you down here. Meaning that you got to find your way back to the top. And that's what I had to do. I had to ask myself why I'm allowing a person to have a hold on me. What is my weakness when it comes to that? I had to realize what I brought to the table. I had to realize that those negative thoughts was taking control. Sometimes if you ever feel like if it's something that you're dealing with and it's so hard for you to just let it go. That's what I was dealing with. You know, if you find yourself questioning yourself, you know, you got to start digging deep and ask yourself, what are you missing? Do you really know your worth? I had to ask myself that. Do you really know your worth? Because a lot of us don't really realize what we're worth. Some of you guys might say, shit, I know what I'm worth. But then you find yourself going through the same situation over again. When you know what you're worth, you're not going to deal with bullshit, period. You're not. I didn't know what my worth was. I allowed other people to tell me what my worth was. Because I was weak. I was weak on a lot of things in my life. But I had to take a moment to give myself a reality check, to ask myself, how can you be happy or want happiness if you're not happy with yourself? Why are you continue beating yourself up? Why are you continue making excuses for others? I had to learn about a lot of things. I had to learn about how people truly are. Because I was a person that I always gave people the benefit of doubt. I always tried to find something in them and make it, positive. It used to mess with me all the time. I used to question myself all the time on this. How can a person treat you like shit when you never did anything to a person? How can people be so mean and so cruel to people that is good to them? That used to mess with me all the time. That was the hold that I had on myself. I had to release that hold off of me. And I had to tell myself, people don't respect you the way you should be respected. You should never have to question yourself when it comes to anybody. A lot of times people like to test or question your character. And that plays a part. But because we bring on other people's opinions onto our lives, we hold on to those opinions. We hold on to the things that people have said, bad things. We hold on to those things. But then when you learn how to release and let those things roll off of you and know your worth, know that you're powerful, you know what you bring to the table, you know what brings you happiness. You know. You have to be happy with yourself. You have to feel good about yourself. You can't let life continue beating you up. You can't continue searching for happiness if you're not happy with yourself. Make yourself happy first. That's why I tell you guys, take time out for yourself. Get this right here, your mind together. Get your mind together. Understand your life. I know sometimes it takes people longer to know their purpose in life. It took me a minute to really understand my purpose in life. Continue being that beautiful person that you are. Don't be afraid to let go of something that's have a hold on you. I know a lot of you guys probably don't understand when I say a hold on you. It's crazy how you find different things that have a hold on your life. You have to release those things. You cannot continue feeling sorry for yourself. They have a lot of people out here in this world feel sorry for themselves, always making excuses after excuses after excuses. Own up to your bullshit. Own up to it. You know, a lot of times people, you know, speak on being real to themselves, but their actions is not showing that. You don't don't think you're worth it. Sometimes we want to accept the worst so that we're not disappointed when something bad happens. A lot of you guys out there are so used to things bad happening in your life. A lot of times, you cannot control the things that's going to happen in your life. You got to look at it in a positive way. Don't always feel like just because that happened in that situation, here goes someone else that's going to happen in that situation. Or say, for instance, you get turned down for an interview. Don't have negative thoughts in your mind because you got turned down. Don't look at another interview and have those same thoughts and say, well, I don't need to go to the interview. I'm getting turned down on that one. Change your mindset. Stop thinking that way. Stop. Tell yourself, I'm going to get that interview. Tell yourself that. Start looking at your life that sometimes sometimes God don't want you to have that position. It's not right for you. You know, or just like, say, for instance, I started my podcast at 2:15. My friend girl, homegirl came over. I could have continued doing my podcast, but I wasn't going to continue. I needed to stop my podcast and enjoy my friend. I could have just said, hey girl, I'm doing my podcast. I'll holler at you later. No. God wanted me to stop. Stop what you're doing. That's not important right now. What's important right now is your friend girl coming over to see you. That's important. Change your mindset. Don't continue looking at everything that's happened to you. Don't continue looking at it, oh my God, why should I try? Every time I try, I get beat back down. Don't look at your life like that. Because if you continue looking at your life like that, nothing is going to come to you good. Because in your mind, you're looking at every situation that's going to turn out bad. Stop having that mindset. Change that mindset. Stop. A lot of you guys have that mindset. That's just like if you decide that you're trying to get in a relationship with somebody else new. Stop bringing your old relationship into a new relationship. Stop having that mindset thinking that, oh, you find one little thing that a person do, oh, it reminds you of that. Stop having that mindset. Stop. Because if you continue having that mindset, if you go into that relationship and you have that mindset thinking that something else is going to be bad, something going to happen, it is going to happen. Change your mindset. Change the way you think of things. Change it. Sometimes you find yourself caught in a rut. You do. Sometimes you feel, you're feeling that something in your life is missing. A lot of times something in your life is missing. Find what's missing in your life. Everybody needs certain things in their life to make them happy. Find the things that makes you happy. Do the things that makes you happy. Stop worrying about other people or what people are going to think. People are going to think about you or say bad things about you regardless if you're living or if you're dying. Stop worrying about what other people is going to think. Do the things that makes you happy. Sometimes we approach situation in a judgment way. You have to teach yourself how to handle different situations. You do. That is the biggest key. Is how you deal with situations. If you're one of those people that when you get in a situation, you route it up, you don't have no understanding, you need to work on yourself. You need to work on yourself. You got to find out what are your triggers. Everybody got triggers. You have to work on your triggers. You have to teach yourself about patience. You have to teach yourself about being calm. You have to teach yourself those things. You can't just expect that, oh, okay, I'm hanging with this person. This person, she knows how to handle a situation. So, oh, let me be like her. You can't, no. You can never be like her because for one thing, you're going to snap out. It's going to be something that's going to trigger. Stop watching how people handle their life. It took practice. People, want to grow. Some people don't want to grow. Some people are okay staying where they at. But I look at it, especially when you're going into your 50s. It's time for you to really understand your life. It's time for you to bring happiness in your life. Stop being sorry for yourself. Stop. Stop. Understand your worth. Stop allowing people to feel like it's okay to disrespect you. Stop allowing people to feel like it's okay to say whatever they want to say to you. Stop. You have a choice to continue to be in that person's company. That's your choice. Remember, that's your choice. If you choose not to surround yourself around people that's living a negative life or being negative, remove yourself. Remove yourself. You can love those people from a distance. You don't have to be in those people's space. You got to remember, you have control of your life. But God already have your life planned out. He does. God throws us signs all the time. He do. A lot of times we don't pay attention to the signs. And then a lot of times we do pay attention to the signs, but by our mindset is not in that positive mindset. We're going to allow negative things to happen in our lives. You control your happiness. People don't realize that. You in control of your life. You are. People don't realize the choices that you're making in your life. If you chose to mess with or be with a person that don't have a get-go about their self, stop bitching about it. You made that choice. You're standing in that. You don't have to stay in that. You can remove yourself. Or if you don't want to remove yourself, change things. But you have that choice. People always want to, when stuff happens to them in their life, they always want to blame others. And that's what I had to realize and say to myself, Keisha, you can't continue blaming others when you chose to deal with it. You chose it. You. So I had to say to myself, I know what I'm worth. I know what I bring to the table. You know, I try my hardest to be true to a person. You know, I try to, show people how to look at things in a positive way. Change your mindset. We all want happiness, but we don't want to work for it. We don't. We expect it to just plop right there on our lap. It doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. It's beautiful to be happy with yourself in the inside. I feel so good that I do not want to go back to the weak Keisha. That weak Keisha brought on a lot of depression. A lot. Because I was doing it to myself. It was the choices that I was making in my life. Watch your choices in life. Watch your choices. Enjoy your life. Life is beautiful. Don't waste your life. They have so many people that is wasting their lives. And then they got people that's fighting for their lives. That's why I just don't get it. Stop bringing miserable to your life when you don't have to. Stop. Change those choices that you make. Sometimes God is trying to tell you, you need to be alone right now. You need to get into yourself. Because if I do present someone to you to bring you happiness, you're not going to get it. You're not going to see it. You're not going to appreciate it. Because you're so caught up in those negative thoughts. You're so caught up on the old ways. You're so caught up saying to yourself, ain't nothing good going to happen to me. Ain't nothing good going to happen to me. Just think, when you keep telling yourself that, your mind is set. That's nothing is going to happen to you that's good. I tell my girls all the time, change your mindset. Stop looking at if something happened. Stop trying to find the negative thing in that. Stop. Say to yourself, it just wasn't meant. You know, just think sometimes if you find yourself going on a certain highway and you went on that highway and something told you to make a left. You made that left. 5 minutes later, somebody call you and say, hey, are you coming that way? They just had a bad accident. Look at it like that. It wasn't meant for you to go that way. God wanted you to go left. People got to understand. Pay attention to your that intuition. When things come to you and tell you, do this, listen, follow that. That's why they always tell you to follow your first mind. And it's so true. Because if you find yourself saying to yourself all the time, Dan, something told me to follow my first mind. If I would have followed my first mind, I wouldn't have been in this situation. That's true. A lot of times God be trying to tell us to avoid certain things, but we don't want to. You know, we rather go this route. And then when we go that route, first thing we say to ourselves, shit, I should have followed my first mind. I should have went that way. Pay attention. Pay attention to the signs that God throw at you. Pay attention. Pay attention. And I know, you know, I feel like I said the last time on my podcast, I feel like the time that we need to have sadness is when we lose a loved one. I feel like that's the time that we need to have sadness. You know, I know losing a loved one is very, very hard. It is. But don't give up on life. Have that moment to understand your grief. Respect your feelings, what you're feeling inside. When people truly love you, they're not going to make judgments on you. They're going to respect you. They're going to respect the way you feel. Hold on to those people that respect you. Let go of the people that's constantly disrespecting you. Let them go. I don't care who they are. Let them go. People will drain your happiness from you. They will. People don't like to see people happy. They don't. They don't. That's why I tell you guys all the time, protect your energy. Everybody is not good for you. I don't care how long you've been friends with them. I don't care if it's a family member. Everybody is not good to you. And just because they're your family doesn't mean that you have to love them in a certain way. You can love your family members from a distance. Because a lot of times you don't realize your family members will bring on a lot of bull crap. They will. Teach yourself that when people are not respecting your boundaries or your standards, teach yourself how to remove those people. It's hard, especially if you've been with that person a long time, or you've been friends with that person a long time, or it's a family member that you love that so dearly, but you just realize that that person is just keep on disrespecting your boundaries and your standards. Surround yourself with happy people. Surround yourself with positive people. When you surround yourself with happy people and positive people, you feel good. You know, you can walk away from them And you don't have to feel no certain type of way. Work on yourself. You have control of your life. You know, and for the ones out there that are in their 50s, you got to remember to yourself, we're not getting younger. You got to start bringing happiness in your life. It's never too late to start over. Try to be a better person. Stop holding grudges on people. And a lot of times when people hold grudge like that, it's because they don't want to talk about the situation. You know, a lot of people don't like people to call them out on their shit. They don't. But you have to learn how to call people out on their shit. Don't be afraid if a person hurts your feelings. Don't be afraid to tell that person. You got to remember, you're making yourself happy. You know, surround yourself. You know, if you find yourself going out, you know, and if you're sitting at a bar and you find yourself that a person is constantly talking about negative stuff or whatever, remove yourself from them. Enjoy those happy moments that you are around the people that you love. See, that's why I say a lot of times people don't realize the little things bring you happiness. The little things. Stop forgetting about the little things in your life that bring happiness to you, that brings a smile to your face. You got to release the things that you're dealing with inside. You got to. That's why a lot of us don't sleep good at night, because our mind is constantly going. Teach yourself how to release those things. Like me, my Marlin room is my Zen room. I burn my sage, I burn my candles, I burn my incense. And I sit there and I talk out the things that's bothering me, so I can understand it, so I can hear myself. I don't want to bring stress on me. You know, you got to take care of yourself. You know, being happy plays a lot in your life. You have to change the things that's going on in your life that you know that's bringing you sadness. That's putting you in that rut move. You have to change those things. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Live through life happy. You have control of your happiness. Enjoy your life. You know, people don't understand what people deal with every day in their lives. Don't make judgments on people. Just because your situation is better than that person, don't make judgments. Because you never know when God will switch your life. God will switch your life just like that. You could be a perfect person today, and tomorrow God brings something on you so hard. So stop making judgments on people's life. If God bringing you nothing but happiness in your life, enjoy those happiness. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. You know, a lot of times people complain about their life so much that they don't realize you're damaging your life because you're constantly complaining. Stop complaining about your life. If you're not happy at the moment right now in your life, change those things. You know what those things are. Change those things. And if you don't know what those things are that's not bringing you happiness or causing you pain, baby, you really, really need to get deep into yourself. You really do. You know, you got to learn how to heal yourself. Heal your soul. We all have dealt with trauma in our lives. But you got to heal from them. When you learn how to heal yourself, that's when happiness is going to come into yourself. That's when you're going to start feeling good about yourself. Uplift yourself. You have to. I don't care if you have to read a book. I don't care if you watch videos. I don't care if you watch my podcast. Find ways to uplift yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop. Make a promise to yourself today and tell yourself, I'm not going to continue making excuses about myself. I'm going to be true to myself. I'm going to own up to my weakness. I'm going to deal with my weakness. I know I'm afraid, but I got this. I'm tired living the life that I'm living. I'm tired of being sad all the time. I'm tired of having those thoughts that everything bad is going to always happen. I'm tired of having those thoughts that everybody is the same. Change your thoughts in your mind. When you speak on yourself in a happy way, a positive way. Stop speaking on yourself in a negative way. Stop telling yourself you can't do it. Stop. Stop telling yourself that things always happen bad to me. Stop. Stop. Learn how to go with the flow of life. That's why a lot of times when God do bring things to you in your life that you can't handle those things, it's because you haven't taught yourself how to deal with situations. You're so used to pushing situations under the rug. That's why you can't deal with it. That's why a lot of times people can't deal with life. Because they don't want to face the things that's going on that they need to face. That's why we continue making excuses. Like I used to tell myself, you know, I used to always make excuses of working out, doing exercise. I always make excuses. And I had to tell myself, stop making excuses. You're a person that you just don't work out. And I don't. But I'm teaching myself how to work out. I'm teaching myself how to look at it in a positive way. You know, you have to teach yourself things that you know that you need to work on. Stop waiting for people to hold their hand out and walk you through life. You got to walk through life by yourself sometimes. You do. God will bring people in your life to help you, guide you, and show you the direction. But if you're not willing to help yourself, if you're not willing to grow and learn, you're going to stay there where you're at. You're going to continue living in your misery. You're going to continue being sad. You're going to continue dealing with bull crap. You are. Your whole life, you're going to continue doing that. Remember, it's your choice. It's your choice. And for the ones out there that have lost someone this week, last week, I'm burning my sage because I'm getting ready to end it. Whatever you do, don't stay there in that sad moment. Change that sadness to happiness, happy moments. Post pictures of your loved ones. Talk about your loved ones. Keep your loved one memories alive. Don't be afraid to talk about someone that passed away. Don't be afraid of that. Keep their memories alive. Keep them alive. And for the ones out there, if you feel like you're back against the wall, you feel like you just don't want to go on with life, whatever you do, don't give up on life. Find somebody to talk to uplift you, to help you, to guide you. You know, whatever you do, don't give up on life. Life is beautiful. You know, all you need is little things in your life to make yourself happy. Stop chasing big things in your life. Stop looking in your life farther. Stop. Enjoy that moment. And remember, God already have your life planned out. He does. But He wants you to enjoy the moments in front of you. Because a lot of times we don't enjoy the moments that's in front of us because we're so much thinking farther. We're thinking about the next day. We're thinking about next week. We're thinking about, instead of paying attention what's right there in front of us. Enjoy the moments in your life. Treasure those moments. You never know. That might be your last moment with that person. So enjoy those moments. And my biggest thing, give someone a hug out there. Everybody needs a hug. Everybody needs a hug. I'm going to do some shout outs real quick. Hello, my beautiful Jacqueline. Hello, my beautiful Naoki. Oh my God, Naoki, how are you doing, sweetie? I love watching the pictures. Your girls are so beautiful. You got a little Mari and you got a little Naoki. Your girls are beautiful. And you're so beautiful too. One thing I can say about you, Naoki, you're a very, very, very strong person. Very strong person. Because I know you miss your husband. I know you do, girl. I know you do. Because y'all was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful couple. But remember, He's always with you. Always. You know, one thing about it, He left you with two beautiful girls that you can look at them and they're going to remind you of something about their dad. You know, so you're doing good. You're doing good. Keep it up. You're doing good. Hello, beautiful Kim. Hello, beautiful Demetrius. Hello, my beautiful Rancia. But yes, guys, I really appreciate that y'all tune in. It's my first, no, it ain't my first time, my second time, you know, going at 5 doing my podcast. But like I said, you know, at that moment I had to stop. And it was beautiful to see my friend, you know, because she'd been on my mind, you know, and it was beautiful. You know, it was beautiful to see her. You know, I really appreciate it. And I'm getting so excited, guys. You know, my birthday is October the 1st. You know, I'm having a sleepover with my homegirls. And I'm so excited. You know, I hope everybody will be able to make it because it's going to feel so good to be in the circle of all of my homegirls at one time. You know, and that's going to be beautiful, you know. And that's another thing. You know, if you got real, true friends, appreciate that. You know, love on your friends, you know. And that's what I love about, you know, my friend girls. we all bring something different to the table. We do. You know, we all have our own style. You know, none of us don't try to portray to be like each other. We don't, you know. But yeah, guys, learn how to bring more happiness in your life. Don't be afraid of happiness. Don't be afraid of happiness. You know, allow God to bring happiness to your life. Allow that. You know, you got to heal your soul. You know, heal yourself. You know, because you can't be a better person if you're not trying to heal yourself. You know, you got to heal yourself. You got to work on your weakness. You know, learn about yourself, you know, because you determine your happiness. You know, you do. You know, God will bring other people to bring happiness to you, but you really determine your happiness. You know, so work on yourself, you know. You got to put a note on your mirror when you get up in the morning, you know. Tell yourself how powerful you are. Tell yourself how beautiful you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you bring to the table. You know what you bring. You know. Have confidence in yourself. Know your worth. Know it. You know, it's never too late to get into yourself, to learn about yourself. It's never too late. You're never too old. You know, you just got to remember, you know, I'm talking to the ones that's, you know, in their 50s or getting ready to hit their 50s. Life is different. You know, you got to really understand your life. You got to know what your purpose is in your life. You know, you can't make excuses anymore. You know, you can't. You're the only person that can bring happiness to you. And you got to remember, it's the choices that you make in your life. Watch your choices that you make in your life. If you chose something that you know that's not right, and you continue dealing with that, stop making excuses. You chose to put yourself in that situation. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys next Thursday. I will go on next Thursday between 2 and 2:15. You know, shit happens. You know, but hey, that's part of life, you know? Some things you just can't control. Some things you just can't. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. You know, I'm loving my hair. I'm loving this journey of locks. You know, we're going to see. I don't know how long I'm going to let it go all the way out. But, you know, right now I'm just embracing it. You know, I'm loving it. You know, I'm loving it. You know, I'm loving it. And I know you guys always see me switch up. Yes, I do. I switch up. I do. I switch up a lot. You know, but that's one thing about it. You know, I can do that. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Peace and love.